Good morning, everybody. I'm Juicy Jones. This is Orbital Vaping Headquarters, Juicy Jones HQ. I hope you're doing great. Today, we are going to look at the TFV12 dual coil deck. Stick around. Let's hang out. This is going to be fun. It's Saturday morning. I'm Juicy Jones. Hello. For those of you who don't know, we get together every Saturday morning. And some Saturday mornings, when I don't have anybody booked for an interview, we just hang out and build stuff and drink tea and talk and chat and do whatever we want to. And I hope that's what today is going to be like. And I hope that you guys out there have a good time. We had a good week this week. It was pretty fun. I got a new lens for my camera, so you'll notice the last couple of Instagram pictures I did were super cool, I think, if I do say so myself. And I think that's kind of fun. And even the thumbnail for this right here, if you check it out, like I took that with my new 1.8 f1.8 25 millimeter lens on my micro four thirds camera. And a micro four thirds camera, my particular one, if you know what these things are, has a 2 times crop ratio. I'm not going to explain what that means now, but if you know a little bit about photography, you probably know what that means. So anyway, what that is a nifty 50. So I bought myself a prime nifty 50 for my new camera, and I'm really excited. The one I had before was a kit lens. It's a very good kit lens, but it was f3.5 to f5.6. So anyway, so photography nerd talk over there for a second, but I'm really excited about that camera, and I just took that picture quickly and didn't do anything to it, and I didn't even take any time to focus it, to be honest. So it's not like a super picture, but it's pretty cool. Didn't take it with a webcam. So how are you? How are you in chat? Hello everybody, Thomas Hull, CS Mage, Neil Pry, Cliff Fails, Motor Harmony Vape Guy, Michaela Vapes, Layton's Life. Oh my god, I can't say hi to everybody. I love all you guys. You guys are great. And my name's in there, James Rivera, of course. And I just think you guys are great. And I hope you're having a great Saturday. Let's take a look at the desk. That's what we've got. Look. That's it. This is the gigantic dual coil deck that's on the TFV12. And you know what I'm going to do is put this on manual focus, because screw that. You know what I'm saying? I'll just turn off the autofocus real quick. There we go. And I'll just pop that into a slightly better spot. Yeah, you guys like that? You like that? So this thing is really big. And has a little retainer, of course, that just put on backwards. And we are going to throw some wicks in there in just 1 second. First of all, though, why don't you guys tell me what you're vaping on and where you're at if you're in the live audience. Don't forget that we have a Medusa giveaway going on, a Geek Vape Medusa giveaway. And so look into the videos. I'll put a card up, and there'll be a link in the bio. But you can also look in all the referral videos. It was just 2 weeks ago that we did that. No, it wasn't. It was a week ago, last Wednesday, I think, that I started the Medusa giveaway. Delicious. I'm drinking some tea. And me, personally, right now, I'm vaping on my OBS Cheetah. Many of you guys and gals who are long-time viewers will know that sorry about the lip gunk. Apologize about that. That's nasty. That I love OBS. And I vape on the Cheetah a lot, actually. This is a great little flavor RDA. We've built on this a lot together, but we can do it again soon. I just gave one of these away this week on Instagram, actually. Or maybe it was here on YouTube. I think it was Instagram. And I am vaping on this Belgian waffles and maple syrup from Van Gogh Vapes, which is part of their international desserts line, which is great. You guys know me, I'm mostly desserts, honestly. That's what I like, is desserts, and I like strawberry cream. Or I like any cream. What am I saying? It doesn't have to be strawberry. But I like sweet cream vapes with flavors, with fruity or pastry flavors, and I like pastry desserts. CS Mage says, I got a Vulcan RDA last Saturday. That's awesome, man. That's cool. Do a build and then tag me on it on Instagram or post it to Facebook. You can always find us on Juicy Jones HQ on Instagram, Juicy Jones HQ right here on YouTube, of course. Groups / Juicy Jones over on Facebook. And where else are we? You guys tell me. So I'm just reading through chat here. Oh, thank you so much for telling me that. Motorhoming Vape Guy says come up with the volume. You're awesome. Thank you, man. How about that? Is that better? I raised the volume by about 50%. So you guys tell me. And I really super duper appreciate all the technical help. And when you guys help me make it look better, make it sound better, I think it's fantastic. One of the reasons I got the new camera here on the channel was so that I can start doing a little bit more recorded stuff. And so it's really slow going. I'm starting to do it and I'm not very good at it. So there's just a learning curve. And I'm familiar with a lot of the software and stuff and I've done it before, but turning it into a workflow and into something that you insert into your life as far as like taking videos here and there it takes a little work. So I've been doing that. And that's pretty fun. And I've been running around trying to take better pictures with my new camera. It's a Panasonic G85 Micro Four Thirds format mirrorless camera, meaning that it doesn't have a reflex mirror in it. Most cameras work such that light goes into the front of the lens and then it hits a mirror, and that mirror reflects the light up into a prism up here, and then that gets, or another mirror, and that gets reflected into the eyepiece that you're looking into, and then so you can see what you're seeing. And when you press the button, that mirror comes up and the light goes through to the sensor. So there is an amount of distance and weight and mechanical annoyances associated with the little shutter that comes up like that. And my camera is one that doesn't have a shutter. It has a sensor, and then what's in the sensor is directly shown to you through the electronics into your eyeball. It's got pros and cons. It has a smaller sensor, but the density and the physics of light and such and photons and all that, the photonics, are such that the quality is very high. And it rivals other crop frame APS-C type sensors, if you know anything about photography. But that's pretty cool, and it's a pretty cool camera. It's a Panasonic G85. I like it. It's this, maybe the second best of its kind from Panasonic. And one of the reasons I got it was because it has the very, very advanced video features, and it takes 4K video. So this is a long story, but what I'm getting at is that on the channel here, we're about to start having some 4K video. And so I'm going to try to edit that and get some of it done. In fact, I could like pretend or try to show some of it here. Oh, I just hit the camera on the deck. Yeah, look what I did. I just bumped the camera. I have that little rubber mat on my desk, and you know what that's for? That's for telling me when the thing is in the center so that I don't screw up with you guys. Because remember last time we were doing this and I was moving all over the place? So this time I decided that I'm just going to put a little rubber mat down. Anyway, so I have a little bit more video stuff coming in. I'm editing it. That's kind of fun. Any of you guys into photography? Any of you guys take video? Use Premiere, edit videos, that kind of stuff? If you do, leave me a note. Send me a note here in the comments. Say something in chat here in the live chat. All of you, I'm going to just read some iChat here. Tellinger's got an iStick Power 5000 mAh and a VCT Pro. I'm a big fan of that iStick Power, and I want one of those. I didn't buy one, but I have the smaller version that came out last year of those, and I really, really like it. Anyone an RX23 with a TFV8 Baby Beast? I love my Big Baby. My Big Baby is my favorite of all of the SMOK atomizers, including the TFV12. I'm not actually that huge a fan of the TFV12. It just gets bad mileage for juice. But the Big Baby, much better. So yeah. I don't know if you need a new mod, but you can definitely use the iStick, or I'm sorry, the SMOK tank. Hey J17 Vape, it's great to see you. And it is a great setup, that's true. Oh yeah, Motor Herman Vapor Guy says he's on mirrorless too. And he went with the A7X from the EOS setup. Cool. That's cool. The A7X, you know, I honestly, the one thing, I would have gotten a Sony, probably, or maybe a Fuji if it weren't for the fact that I need the articulating screen and I need really good video. So honestly, I probably would have gotten that E7X myself. So that's cool. That's really cool. Sony makes great cameras, and their lenses they don't have good telephoto options for sports photographers, but I don't give a shit about that. So it's a really attractive platform to me, and Sony is killing it on lenses and kind of making Canon and Nikon look a little funny, I think. There's James Rivera saying hi. Good morning to everybody. The Vaping Computer Guy, good morning to you. Good morning, Michaela, my dear. How are you? Hey, Tommy Vapors, how are you? great to see everybody. Let's start wicking. We can still keep chatting. I'm going to keep reading, and we'll just start working here. I love all you guys. This is great. So you guys recognize this. This is not very different from the TFV8 build deck, except that it's just larger in diameter. So this guy, if I were smarter, I would have brought the TFV8 wicking deck, or TFV8 deck with me. But the outside of the post is 14.3, so let me get a measurement of inside the wide part. So your building surface is about 17.5 millimeters on this thing. So it's enormous. But you know, let me just tell you, it isn't bigger than the Moonshot 24. So don't get the idea that this is like the largest tank in the universe. But it is designed for one thing, and it's designed for high airflow, high juice consumption, high clouds. That's all this is designed for. This is not better flavor than the TFV8. This is not better flavor than the Serpent or anything else. This is only designed as a machine to move more juice through this thing. So I just don't want anyone to get the idea that this is an upgrade, because it's only an upgrade if you care about cloud production only. It's not an upgrade in flavor. It's not an upgrade in usability, neatness, easy to fill, none of that stuff. It's a downgrade in almost every area related to carrying things around, like it being heavy and large and easy to break because it's glass. I'm just screwing this in so the O-rings go in. One of the great things about SMOK's design, let me just point out to y'all, is that SMOK recesses the juice flow down inside there. Now, all of you naysayers who don't believe what I tell you about wicking and how the physics of capillary action work, why don't you ask yourself the question why the highest cloud producing RTA in its size, it's only 24 millimeters, 25 actually, and then wider in the middle. Why don't you tell me why they chose to make this engineering decision? This is a science decision. This is not an aesthetics decision, smart guys. I tell you, people just make stuff up. But I tell you, this is called engineering. So look, this machine will be a closed cylinder on the inside. Don't forget that this won't be here, or this will be here. And what is happening here is there's a little glass clearance right there. And so air pressure and gravity are forcing the liquid to concentrate into one place. And what happens when you concentrate liquids? Like the basics of hydraulics, you get increased pressure. So the point is that they're moving e-liquid in there through physics, and it's not sucking. God, I just want to drill this into every vapor's brain that vape doesn't work through any kind of sucking action. It's not a vacuum. It's not how it works. It works through flow, baby. Flow, hydrology. Okay, so we're going to wick this, and you'll notice that the deck is just like the TFV8s. Why did I screw that in? That hurts my fingers so much. Ouch, 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 ouch. A lot of you with dainty fingers aren't going to like this. And I tell you, I've got carpenter hands. My fingers are no joke. I built houses for years, so these are like leather. And I play guitar, so I use my hands. So you see that enormous juice intake hole there? And you see how it is an open one, just like the TFV8. This is very similar to a scaled up version of the TFV8 one. So this is going to be pretty good. We're going to take this just like the TFV8, pull it out, trim off the sides a little bit, and then fold it inside here down so it sticks down, and just fill this up. We'll do it together. Hey Vape Ross Vape. Hey Cliff Fails. Cliff Fails says he has an old junky Panasonic H85. Those are pretty cool though. They make a lot of great. My previous camera was an LX3, a Panasonic Lumix LX3. It's great to see y'all. Challenger's asking how old we are. I'm 45. How old are you? By the way, if you're not 18, just turn this off. You're not allowed. No offense, but nobody under 18. Oh, they're talking about the draft. That's awesome. Okay, so here I am. I'm in there. Let's get a reading on that. My reading. This is an Alien 8 wrap. Not Alien. What am I saying? I'm a fool. That's a Clapton. Duh. Triple core 8 wrap. and it is at 0.33. So let me just turn that down to a lower wattage number, like 40, and give it a few pulses. The exposure is going to make it such that it'll be a little bit less easy for y'all to see what's going on. But okay, so I'm going to take my, I'm going to tighten this. And then give it a few more pulses. And that's a 3.5 or 4 millimeter inside diameter. I'm just pulsing it. I need another Allen key besides this one, I think. Yeah. Oh, nope, that's not it. I'm trying to find the largest one I've got. Oh, I'm so sorry, I bumped into the camera. Everyone loves that when I hit the camera. Okie dokie. Yeah, that was too big. What I didn't do was go and open up the actual box and take its key out. What I'm trying to figure out is if these are stripped or if I have the wrong key. They feel like they're stripped, but we'll see. All right, we'll go in there. Yeah, this is a huge coil. It's gigantic. Okay. And I'm just tightening these up. In case you guys haven't noticed, I have the worst set of Allen keys. If you have a link on Amazon to a really cool set of Allen keys, you should send it to me. That would be awesome. And I will use it and have a much easier time. I've been using these for years, but it's just because I'm lazy, I guess. Or am I lazy? It's actually more work to use shitty Allen keys. There we go. Okay. Tray goes back in the box. I'm just going to take this off camera 1 second and just get it closer to my eyeballs. My eyeballs. You're looking at my arm. Isn't that awesome? Let's see. I'm just tapping it, tapping. Okay, good. Right. We're even now. All right, so they're even now. Now look at the cool colors we got. Oh, yeah. All they needed was a little bit of a tighten. Okay, so cool down, baby. Now it's time for us to have a vape. A little vape, and give that 60 seconds to cool down. Then we're gonna wick it. You guys tell me what you're doing. You guys talking about football? James Rivera reminds me, please click on the like button, click on the subscribe button if you don't subscribe. About 70% of our views come from people who aren't subscribed. So remember, click that button. You get notifications when we go live, Saturdays, Wednesdays, and soon, recorded videos. I'm still vaping on my Van Gogh vapes, Belgian waffles, and maple syrup. By the way, use the code JUICYJONESHQ at Van Gogh Vapes. You get 15% off, and they have Canadian prices. This stuff is very affordable. It doesn't seem so when you go there, until you finally check out, and it's pretty good. Not budget, but very good. And, oh, it looks like Tommy has to go. Or is that right? Did I misread that? Oh, I hate to say it, you have to be 18. I'm sorry. No exceptions. And it's not personal. Not personal. But that's how it is. Yeah, Chris didn't point out that SMOK has shitty grub screws, and you exactly right. Like, what is up, y'all? And the thing is, here's the deal. I would rather have grubs that fail than have the posts themselves fail. So here's the principle and the engineering behind this. You want hard steel tapped posts with grubs that will not destroy those posts, because these are permanent and you can replace these. So you should have slightly softer grubs than this. But we can do better than they've done. They just get the cheapest ones. That's just not right. I've tried Milkman. Cliff Fails, ask me if I've tried Milkman. Sure have. I'm not a big fan of Milkman. Almost all of those juices taste cheap as shit to me. Almost all American juice tastes so cheap. And it feels to me like they all share the same ingredients. Van Gogh, for example, I'm not just plugging them to be a shill. Van Gogh, their juice tastes different. It tastes like they sat down and tried from scratch to do something good. And I get so much e-liquid that's similar, y'all. I can't tell you. I've tried so many of these brands, and so many of them are just a pussy hair's difference between this brand and that brand in any given flavor or formula or their bases. It's just, it kind of makes me a little, I guess I'm a little irate, and I guess you can tell. But I mean, it's nothing personal between me or each individual company, and many of the juices are absolutely amazing. But it's plain as day that thousands of people started with the same ingredients and the same stuff, and then started making e-liquid, and then sold it by word of mouth and being friendly and stuff, instead of it actually maybe being good. Like, I think, one of the reasons Philip Rock only comes out with 5 flavors a year is that he just doesn't, it takes a little bit of time to make them decent. And like Philip Rock is so much better than all of those, like Milkman, Rocket Man, all those One Hit Wonder juices. Those are so terrible, in my opinion. I mean, plenty of people vape those things, and I'm sure that if you vape it and you enjoy it and it keeps you off cigarettes, then that's the answer. That's what you should do. You should vape that. I'm not right about that. It's just what I think. I don't know Red's apple e-juice. Cliff Fails? That's a good question. You tell me. I don't know. All right, so let's keep chatting, obviously, but let's go back down here and wick this little guy. Steve Manos asked, do we make e-juice? Yeah, we sure do. I have a great video on starting making your own e-liquid, and occasionally we do live shows about it too. I haven't done it in a while. What is wrong with me? So look what I've got. Quick Wicks by Texas Tough, and we're gonna put this in the TFV12. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a lot. So this is like a 3.5 millimeter wick. I'm just gonna take this whole chunk I've got right here and see if it fits in there. We're just gonna give it a shot. All together now. Just gonna stick it in there. Just the tip. It's okay if it's just the tip. Remember, we've done this. We've done this before. Yeah, it's not gonna work. So, take a little bit less. Just the tip. You know what I need is a camera mount that goes higher up. Okay. That way my thumb won't keep hitting it. It's inches from you. Okay. I'm just going to Bob Ross this for you now. We're going to get in there with our giant. TFV12 Super Kit. Oh, really? Are you going to do that to me? Are you going to go on one side and not the other? I don't mind switching and putting a new piece of cotton in at all, but that does annoy me. Mother liquor. It's attached to your rod, mother liquor. Any of you guys out there seen Old Greg? If you've seen Old Greg, shout out. I love Old Greg. That is a funny old British comedy that's really only available to see. There's only a few skits available on YouTube. And it's a funny comedian doing a character called Old Greg, and he is like a weird sea creature who's really fucked up. Look, I finally got that all the way through. We can straighten it out now. I don't mind what the ends turn out to be like because we're going to cut the crap out of them. They're not going to resemble what they are now. So I like this quite a bit more than the triple one. Last week we did the triple coil, and I hate that thing. It just consumes so much juice, and it is so ridiculous. It was, harder to wick because you have to do this thing 3 times instead of twice, and so that's annoying. And the amount of juice it consumes is just asinine, y'all. It just doesn't And it's not better flavor. It's not worth it. This is huge. This is a huge thing that consumes shitloads of juice. I mean, just the only thing I could think of this is for, and the flavor is exactly the same as TFV8. All this is for people who just have to have more clouds. And if that pleases you, fine. But don't confuse that with better. It's not better. It's definitely not better. Yeah, another thing we need besides more, I mean, I agree with you about needing, and what I'm hearing, we have a comment in the chat that says we need fewer reviews on YouTube and more DIY stuff. And in my opinion, it isn't just DIY, and this is what my whole channel is we don't need as many reviews as we need community and people talking about what matters, which is quitting smoking, not chewing up as much juice, telling these companies to make better devices and give us better hardware, better safety. There's just a stupid race to the bottom with all the clouds, and I am not against huge clouds, as you guys know. I'm not an anti-sub-ohmer. It's not me at all. You notice how I'm using the flat part of the screwdriver to push the cotton from this side into here in a flat way? We're going to do that on both sides. I'm going to do it here too. I'm combing it to the side so the strands stay oriented a good way. And I just want to tell you guys that this is going to be a little bit too much cotton. I can tell just by feeling it. I think it's going to be a little much. But don't forget that we can go through and edit this. All I'm going to do is unscrew the bottom. I'm mainly trying to demonstrate this technique of just pushing the cotton down with the flat of your screwdriver, but really trying hard to make sure that it stays oriented so the strands stay parallel to the coils once they're fully down. And in this case, it's nice because you have a common channel between the two of them, so you have a lot of space to work. There's a very tiny little knob there. Yeah, see, there we go. Boom. And now we're in. And this is the same way we did the TFV8, if you guys recall. And it worked quite nicely. Seeing that there's no cotton sticking out of that. That's just plugging that hole down there. And these extend down fairly evenly. I'm going to move this one out a little bit more by putting the screwdriver behind it and pushing really, really lightly. And then that gives me the ability to have a little bit of slack so that I can put my tiny screwdriver down here and move the cotton. Because the cotton is just a plug. It plugs this hole and it does the last mile of slowing down the e-liquid before it goes in and saturates the coil. So let's separate these two out. And you can see in my hands here, I have a little 1.4 millimeter screwdriver. It's my tiniest screwdriver. Well, that's not true. It's my tiniest screwdriver I could wield on camera. I have tinier screwdrivers for guitars. And I'm going to comb this down with the flat part and get on in there. I'm sure you could be much faster and better at this than I. I encourage you to do it. Get in there. Be better than I am. Trust me, that's a good idea. Because I suck. It's another thing I stress on my channel is that I'm not some genius or anything. I am slightly genius when it comes to the science stuff, but I'm not that smart. God, there's like anybody anywhere with a science degree is smarter than I am. I don't have a degree in science. But I understand some of it fairly well. There we go. Oh, wow, what did I do? I pulled that over. Look what we did. We ripped that out with the scissors because I was a dumbass, which is fine. What I'll do is I'll just pull that through. Look at the weirdness I created. Make sure they're equidistant. Cut off a new end here, just a little tiny bit to make it even. And then comb it back down inside there. No problem. Goes right back in. Getting it out's easy. Getting it in was just a little trickier. We're doing the same thing there, pushing there, tightening a little bit up, pushing down to make sure this hole is fully plugged, and there's cotton in every part of that. And then we come back here, and we'll comb this little guy. And we'll take a scissor to the end of it. Whoops. One more. Oops. And then we'll push this one down inside there. Oh, yeah. Do 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 do. Get on in there. I think I'm gonna get one of those music things that lets me play music. I don't mean a device, I mean a license. Gonna pull that out a little bit. Squinch it around. We have cotton in all zip pods. Pretty good. Not too bad, not too shabby. Let's see what goes on here. What do you guys want to put in here? Any ideas? What about New York cheesecake? What about cannoli? Cannoli! I just took a picture of this. Oops. Oh, it didn't go in the air. That's cool. That's pretty cool. We're going to take our time here. I'm not really in a huge hurry to do this. I'm having a good time. Just for y'all who just tuned in, I'm Juicy Jones. This is Juicy Jones headquarters. We're wicking on the TFV12. I'm making a huge mess, but I don't really care. About to put the glass on this baby. We're going to take our time. It's going to take a few minutes for it to catch up to us. I should be looking in chat to see what you guys are talking about. If you're in the replay, be sure you check out the TFV12 triple coral and unboxing we did last week. And I've got a good video on how to wick the TFV8 as well. So let's not forget our ring. We need this guy. Just going to put a little bit more stuff in there. This is pretty clever. This ring necks up and then comes back down. Observant people will notice that. You see how this necks up right there from the bottom? It goes up and then comes out, then goes up. And that creates increased air pressure here by pressing the e-liquid between the device and the glass. So I went through and I put this in the ultrasonic last night. Let's see what our reading comes out to. It comes out to atomizer short. How about that? Lol. Really? It's not touching that I can see. It says atomizer short. Let's take the top off. I didn't intend for that to happen. This is another really irritating thing about the TFV12 is that the RBA tops screw on so fucking tight that they make it impossible to get off like this. Like they always unscrew out of the device before you get the top off to work on it. Like, God, that's irritating. They picked really, really tight threading on those. Okay, so let me get this back in the base. We'll see what's going on. It may need to be screwed on or something. Nope. Or maybe I didn't screw it hard enough. Oh no, we were firing it. It was fine. Okay. Ouch. Hurt my hand. I'm going to wipe this off. Okay. It says 0.35, so there is a clearance problem. If you get this problem, if it says atomizer short and it's working here, that means that your coils are touching the outside of this thing. So we're going to just push Just going to push them. Or it could be touching the center posts, to be honest. But up is usually the way to go, because typically your coils will let you go that way. Now the problem is it's going to screw up. You can't go far. This is a micro problem. It's not a huge problem. There's a problem with the thing touching the side. It's going to be a little problem. Okay, so it's fine now. There we go. So more paper towels. For this big, oh my God, this cannoli smells so freaking good. Jesus. Oh, that smells good. Dang. And we have an alfalfa hair here. A wick that popped out when I pulled up the top. Just do. All right. So put the top back on. Get my paper towel back in my hand. Look at the rating. It says 0.35. Screw the top back on. Still says 0.35. That's good. Okay, we're going off camera just to tighten it. Okay, time to fill her up. And you guys know how filling it up goes on the TFV anything. You follow the cool rainbow dial, which I love. It's so awesome. Anyway, and then you shove your thing in here. And now we're only going to put a little in. When you build an RBA or an RTA, only put a little bit in at first, because you might screw it up. Or you might have screwed it up. So I only fill up over the air holes, or over the juice holes. Let's see how this goes. Let's see it together. I'm going to go up to about 60 watts, 70 watts. Yeah, 70. Because that's about 4.5 volts. I'll go about 4.5 volts. That's about 60 watts. I think my internet died and came back. Yeah, I think we're back. I'm so sorry about that. I apologize. Clearly, something happened. My internet disconnected and came back, or it was just the encoding. The chat disconnected and then the video died, but it looks like we're back. Or we're still at 38 minutes. I'm Juicy Jones. This is Orbital Vaping Headquarters. It's Juicy Jones HQ. And we just wicked the TFV12 RBA deck. I need to put some more juice in here already. Yeah, TD Wester down went the interweb. I'm glad it wasn't very long. If it's a long time, we're boned. So I put some more e-liquid in there. This time filled it up about halfway. And one of the things I want to remind you all of is that you should close the airflow when you fill up your RBAs, just as a matter of course, just to do it. And this is not leaking too badly. The stuff that was in the airflow when I did the build just leaked out, and now it looks like it's all right. We're going to see here in a second. The airflow on the TFV12 is insane. Let me go to the desk. It is absolutely crazy. It really got dim on the desk, didn't it? Like, what up, dog? What happened down there? I'm just clicking some buttons so that I can adjust this. They make you click a ton of buttons. There we go. But the airflow on this thing is crazy. Like that little thing that you see right there, that is the actual RBA deck coil extender connector that connects to the 510 on the bottom. So that's fully open on the bottom, and that just goes straight up into your coil from inside there. It's absolutely wild how much airflow there is on this. So this is designed for humongous airflow. The clouds you can achieve on this is the dual coil. The triple coil was even more. Oh, Julie Dickinson. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Email me about the prize you won on air last time. And so send me a note. Today I have all the stuff to send out today. So I've got an OBS citrus to send out, your cotton, and I have something else. I have a list. Anyway, so You guys are fantastic. That's funny. I'm glad you reminded me. Please do send me your address. And TD Wester asked in chat just now the golden question, which is, how much juice does that go through per hour? How many gallons per hour? And that's just it, is that this thing has the flavor you want. And get this, you can dial down the air. Like, I'll dial down the air to that. You see, that's really pretty slim air. And I'll turn down the wattage from 150 down to about, 88. That's more like the vape I like. And you know what? It's fantastic. But it consumes so much e-liquid. So I'll leave that up to you. For my part, I'm going to do a review of this, and spoiler alert, it consumes too much e-liquid for me. I won't be using this thing very often, but flavor's great, just like every other TFV8 ever. The flavor's great. And the machine works as well or better than any of the others. It's funny how when people review RTAs and stuff, they never seem to examine ones that work extremely well when they try to examine new ones. It's like, no, people never add 2 and 2. Think about the reviewers that you watch and what they actually know about what they're doing. Just think about that. Ask yourself if they really know what they're doing. They've just seen a lot of ones, but they don't really understand a lot of this stuff. Anyway, you guys are so great. Why don't you shout out in chat and just tell me what's going on? What do you guys think about Big Air? A lot of y'all RDA fans might be into this kind of thing. It's funny because most of the RDA fans, like the Long and Winding Ohm, like our friend Owen Ginter. Owen, he tries tank after tank after tank. I'm not sure if he's tried the TFV12. And he just doesn't like them. He still goes back to his RDA. So that really, and that also consumes a lot less e-liquid than the TFV12, trust me. So that really begs the question, what is this for? If it's not just for bragging or something, I just really don't know. There's no reason to think that we understand the dangers of consuming this much e-liquid. We know that it's relatively safe to sip on our mouth-to-lung tanks, but we don't really know about this. So I personally am not a fan, but I hope that the Wicking tutorial was helpful. Honestly, I do, because it's quite easy to make this machine work really well, and SMOK has done a really good job of getting this machine to work. Yummy. Really, the flavor's good. It's a little bit noisy when I crank the airflow down. You guys that know Noisy Crickets too, Michaela, all you guys, watch my video on the Noisy Cricket too. I went over it in detail. Like, there's 3 modes, and it's easy to switch between them. All you have to do is turn off the machine, press the thing 5 times, press the button 5 times, and then turn it back on. That switches modes. Or you open the faceplate and turn it. And it's the same, those modes are the same as anything. If you're using, one of them is unregulated bypass, and one of them is parallel bypass, which you can put anything on. And the other one is regulated with the voltage. So my video covers that stuff. But I will show you guys again, but I made a video about it. Oh, you keep asking how Sadie is, and I keep not telling you. And you know what? She is doing okay. She has this bad cyst on her thigh, and it turns out that she has, like, I don't know, she has a little cyst. It's bleeding, so she's wearing her cone. Oh, she's so sad with her little cone on. And right now she's asleep, and she wanders around all day long growling because she can't, like, because it's, like, lame. And she's thirsty and wants to do all kinds of stuff. And as soon as you take it off, she runs to the water bowl. It's like, and poor thing. But if you take it off for even a minute, she'll start chewing on her thing. It's awful, poor thing. But she's doing okay, and we had to switch her food to a kind of weird prescription food, and it turns out her prescription food, she has to eat twice as much of it, and it actually isn't less expensive than the food we give her anyway. We give her ZB Peak, so I'm hoping we don't have to switch to prescription food. How are your dogs, Michaela? Please tell me, because they're so cute. You have the cutest puppies. Yeah, I know. Kristen, authentic mouth-to-lung tank that I recognize is reasonably priced. Nautilus 2. Do you want to rebuild it? A rebuildable mouth-to-lung tank, you have to get like a Cthulhu mouth-to-lung RTA. Or get Oh my God, yeah, get a Serpent RDTA. Those are awesome. Serpent RDTA. It's not really mouth to lung though. That's not mouth to lung. It isn't really authentic mouth to lung. If you really want mouth to lung, it's Nautilus 2 or the Cthulhu NTL RTA. And Chili Dog just chimed in and he thought the Nautilus 2 was probably it. Oh. Hi, Kathleen Hunter. It's great to see you. She's from Scotland. Hi. From fair Scotland. Dr. Fox, Ice Cream, Crown 3, Predator 228. That is great. Good setup, gal. That's awesome. And sorry for the super long diatribe about the dog. Poor little thing. I love her. Oh, K-Fun. I'm so sorry. K-Fun. What am I thinking? So, K-Fun, Cthulhu, MTL, RTA. Yeah, of course. The K-Fun V3 is maybe the favorite, but K-Fun V5, that'll work. And I have an Earl Cone again. Don't get one of those, though. And also, do not forget the Typhoon, right? Typhoon GT. So there's a number of good options. And I'll tell you a place to go if you want to know reviews of mouth to lung tanks. Is Phil DeSardo always does reviews of mouth to lung tanks. So Michael Abit says SMOK Spirals RBA mouth to lung. I don't have the Spirals RBA. I'm always skeptical when people like SMOK say they do have an MTL tank because I just don't believe it until I use it. Because a lot of people swear the avocado is true MTL and all kinds of stuff, and it's bullshit. It's just not. It's clear if you vape on it, it's not mouth to lung means you're going. And if you don't get a satisfying hit doing that, then it's not mouth to lung. And then the Nautilus does that. K-Fun definitely does that. The Typhoon definitely does that. Typhoon can only go to 7 watts here, or 17 watts, the way I have it built. I forgot what I have in here, but I'm pretty sure it's a 1.2. I think it's a 26. I don't have a drip tip on this. I don't have a 510 drip tip on this. I need a 510 drip tip. Oh, here it is. You guys will recognize the Typhoon drip tip. Boom. Chili Dog, I don't know what the K-Fan costs. That's a great question. Yeah. Thank you for pointing that out. I don't know what that costs. That does matter. So I'm just adjusting the airflow in the GT here. The Typhoon's not very cheap either, to be honest. I don't think. But the Nautilus 2 is definitely cheap. The Nautilus 2 is great. Get that. Get the Nautilus. Nautilus Mini, Nautilus 2. I swallowed while I was vaping. Okay, there we go. I shouldn't have done that. Man, that's good. That is really good. I'm glad I keep that loaded. I should carry this around more. Maybe I will. I think I'm going to keep that out and wash it and put some new juice in it today. Maybe some of the stuff from Mountain Oak Vapors. I got some stuff from Mountain Oak Vapors. By the way, support the people who support the channel. The people who support the channel are Van Gogh Vapes and Mountain Oak Vapors. And Van Gogh Vapes and Mountain Oak Vapors both will give you a 15% discount if you use the code JUICYJONESHQ at their sites. And they both make absolutely fantastic juice. Absolutely great. I got more juice from Mountain Oak yesterday, and it's great. It's really great. They sent me a couple of desserts. They sent me the whole Italian custard line. And they sent me some more of my favorite daily vape, which is the Henry. It's a honey whiskey. It's really good. Eric Johnson, you get the hiccups from swallowing vapor. That's funny. Yeah, and one of the only known side effects of nicotine is hiccups. You'll notice you get burps and hiccups if you're vaping too much. Okay, so I'm Juicy Jones. This is Juicy Jones HQ. We gotta head out. I'm gonna go and put some stuff in the mail. And I am so glad that you guys came. Cliff Vales, yes, Mountain Oak Vapors. That's great. In fact, I'll put both of these. And I'll put links in the bio too, but both of them are great. And we love them. And I love all you guys, and it's been a great time. I hope you guys enjoyed the wicking tutorial. It was really fun for me. It's Saturday morning. It's always great to wake up and drink some coffee, tea in my case today, and hang out with y'all. Oh, look, I'll vape on something different. We'll see all of you next Wednesday for Vape AM. We'll do another review, and you guys are the greatest. Thanks so much. We'll vape out. I'll find my controls here. Thank you so much.